from Los Angeles.
Brandon Ingram, throw it down. Another show. Jason Tatum, fadeaway, goes down. Paul leaves it up top for Booker. Baby, what a three from Trae Young. Bang! Oh, he is not human. Jaylen Brown is hitting from everywhere. At the horn. Oh, Jaylen Brown is at another level.
The break, here comes Giannis. Giannis is going to take this shot. Here's Fires. 50-piece for Giannis.
Man, how did you even decide what game to watch yesterday? Welcome to NBA Today. I'm Malika Andrews. 50 for Giannis. We're going to dive into that game in just a little bit here. Plus, the Celtics, they absolutely destroyed the Sixers, and they made history in the process. We're going to get into that. And Adam Silver, he joined Get Up this morning and addressed how New York's vaccine mandate will affect the postseason. So we're going to hear from the commissioner in just a little bit. And then we're also going to get to the Warriors, the Jazz, the Lakers, the Nuggets. But I'm burying the lead here because joining me today is not only senior writer extraordinaire Ramona Shelburne, but making her in-studio debut is Doris Burke. Thank you for being here, my friends.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Well, Big Perk is going to join us in just a little bit, but we have to start in Pfizer Forum because Giannis, after his, as Perk would say, 50-piece wing Cajun rub dinner, here's what he had to say.
You know, 50s, 40s, 30s, all those things, accolades going to come, but they only come with winning. If your main focus, your number one thing is winning, you do whatever it takes to finish the game. Sometimes you got to shoot more. Sometimes you got to defend more. Sometimes everything else comes. But if you're thinking about, let me get 50, let me get it doesn't work that way. You got to always focus in winning games.
But here's the thing. Giannis needed just 21 shots to score his 50 points. That is the fourth fewest attempts in a 50-point game in NBA history. So this was also Giannis' first 50-point game since doing so in Game 6 of the Finals. And after which, you might remember, he went to Chick-fil-A and he did this.
Are you going to say your order?
Can I have a 50-piece? So can I have, please, a 50-piece Mac Minis? 50, exactly. Okay. Not 51. None. 49 chicken minis, yes. 50.
Not 51, 50. Well, we can't talk about Giannis without bringing in Big Perk. So, Big Perk, has Giannis reinserted himself into the MVP discussion officially after this game?
Well, Malika, he never left. He never left, and I don't want us to get bored with Giannis' greatness. It was a period of time when LeBron James was with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference, and we got bored with his greatness. It was a time where he could have won MVP every single year, and that's what we're looking at for us looking at Giannis. Look, this MVP conversation is going to fluctuate month to month, but I will say this. He's in that conversation. I still give a nod a little bit to MB, but he's second on my list. But I tell you what he is. He's the most dominant player in the NBA, and that's without a debate.
DB, what do you think?
So I'm completely on board, Perk, because I could name 2 years where LeBron James should have won at least 2 other MVPs. The year Derrick Rose, he was a very worthy candidate. I thought LeBron was the MVP that year. But listen, Giannis is in the conversation. There's no question about it. I've spent the better part of the last 2 months thinking this was a race between 2 guys. I know who she's got, Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic. Don't dismiss what Nikola is doing out in the Western Conference with a team that has been without major pieces for much of the year. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, here's where you should be afraid if you're the NBA. I lost my mind a little bit this year, Perk, when I said he was going to shoot 35% from 3. Malika needed to hit me with that ring when I predicted he was going to do that. But here's your problem if you're the NBA. In December, Giannis shot 33% on jump shots. In January, 36, and in February, 48. He's a problem, 48. And he's becoming a bigger problem. But he's absolutely in the MVP, and here's why. If you look at NBA.com, Perk, they have him as the lead candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. Don't forget what he's doing that side, Moan.
Well, Tim Bontemps always sends around his straw poll, right? And, at the quarter marks, right? And he just sent one of those. And it got me thinking, I haven't beaten Jokic 1-2 right now. Number 3, I had to put Chris Paul there. I mean, look what the Phoenix Suns are doing. Did you watch the game last night and the way he closed that out?
Captain clutch.
Every time. But Giannis has been on every single one of those ballots. Always top 5, but like as you say, Perk, I think people forget his greatness. I think we get used to it, and his seasons get compared against other seasons, other great seasons that he's had. But this is going to be a long one. I mean, a couple months ago we were talking Steph Curry's MVP, then Kevin Durant. It's a little like last year where it might be last man standing. But I think Giannis has always been in the top 5. The question is, does he jump over Embiid, Jokic, Chris Paul, Ja Morant?
She makes a great point about Phoenix because they're 23-3 in the clutch. What's happening down the stretch of games that were possession ball game? Unbelievable.
And it's also something that you can't take for granted, Doris Burke, because that's another thing. Like Giannis's greatness, Chris Paul has been so good in the clutch that you have to make sure to still appreciate his magic. But I was having this conversation with Mike Wilbon and Jalen Rose the other day about who is the greatest international player ever. And Hakeem Olajuwon was still at the top of both of their lists. And Jalen Rose said by a large amount. And I said, are you sure? Because there's only been 3 players ever to win Finals MVP, MVP, and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year. Hakeem, Michael Jordan, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Wow. So Giannis is coming. He is up on his heels. But this isn't just about Giannis, as we saw in the finals last year, Doris. So who else are you watching on this Bucks roster?
Well, I think the one key addition, when you think about Pat Connaughton, who's now out of the lineup, they need some defensive help. You traded away Dante DiVincenzo, who is exceptional defensively and multi-positional defensively. The pickup of DeAndre Bembry is a big deal to me. Think about what he did for the Brooklyn Nets. He raised their level defensively. Again, a guy who can guard cross-positionally. You're never going to draw a play for him, but is he opportunistic in transition, which they want to be? Yes.